Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. If you are tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And of course, if you are a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel as you watch throughout the video. Two quick announcements. First, we do have our second annual virtual meetup coming up this Saturday at 1 p.m. So be sure to mark it down in your calendars and have your webcam ready. It will be going down in Discord. So be sure to join the Discord, have your webcams ready, and be there. In terms of structure, we'll all go around. We'll have about 5 minutes to discuss. We'll talk a little bit about who we are, our trade styles, and the fundamentals of what we're doing here in the markets, right? The technicals, the fundamentals, the ins and outs of our trading. And of course, also, if you want to share a little bit more about any other business that you may have going on and what you do, that'll be cool as well. So after we do that, it'll be an open floor discussion and Q&A. So be sure to be there. This is a chance for you guys to put a face to the names here in the community. All right. Second announcement for Merciless. This, for those of you who don't know by now, this is my day trading course that I have created with Marcelo. Coupon code Madness is almost done. This is the last chance to get 40% off. So be sure to do so before the month is over. All right. With that being said, let's jump into today's recap. Guys, today's focus, we're going to be talking about how to trade under, how to trade successfully under slow market conditions. In slow markets where everything is dead and nothing is moving. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And let's jump into it. The aim on these particular type of days is patience. You have to be patient. You have to take it slow. You have to come into the markets understanding that the opportunities are not plentiful and abundant as how they usually would be. All right. Things are slower. We're seeing opportunities, but they're fewer and farther apart. They're more spread out. And so the likelihood that you see false breakouts are a little higher. You have to be more careful. And so when you are patient to start the day, you give yourselves a chance. If you come in guns a-blazing and you don't quite have the intel, the information as to what type of day it's going to be, you might strike yourself out before the day even starts. What if you're red, max loss the first 10 minutes, and minute 15, minute 20 is when a nice opportunity starts coming around? You did not give yourself a chance. And that's what happened to me on Monday, right? So if we come over here to our calendar, we're going to see that on Monday of this week, Relentless Trader did not do a good job. He's down big in the first couple of minutes of the day. Just to start the day, he's down almost 450 in the first 10 minutes, 20 minutes of the open. So I did not give myself a proper chance here. All this money of me working my way back to, back to flat could have been me going into the green. So those are the things we want to avoid. All right. So start off slow, be patient, wait for those A quality patterns that you know and love. And then once you see them, you strike, you get in and out quick and clean. That is the aim. That is that's what we need to look forward to doing the game plan on these slower market days. EVGO, let's quickly talk about this one. The first opportunity that we saw here was a opening surge opportunity, right? This thing surges up nicely and it comes up so well in the first couple of minutes here. Pre-market highs, 666 in this trend line going across right here, 666. And it pushes up right here. Beautiful baby pullback. We're seeing our edges. It's opening surge, baby pullback again in here. Nice quick pullback. And for those of you who don't know, you might say, hey, what is the baby pullback? Well, this exactly. We have the high, we have a short dip in here, and then a quick rip, the baby pullback, right? So we have two, so we already saw three of our edges here on this particular stock. Okay, it comes up to the 200 EMA. We know the 200 EMA a lot of the times is resistance. So as it pushes up, it pulls back. We want to see candles closing above the level. So false breakout here, but this candle surges up nicely. So once we close, we know the first pullback down here is money. This is a beautiful trade that I'm in. I'm long. I'm selling into the high. Beautiful move there. It continues. It gives a bit of a weaker candle, weaker doji here. But we do curl back up. And, that's how we were able to see some gains on this one. EVGO, unfortunately, I did miss this pullback here, right? So if we put on our show trades, you guys will see, I mean, and we didn't really trade this one a lot, right? So again, we saw this big surge. Once we had this pullback here, we got involved, and this is where we saw the bulk of our gains, right? I did opt to look at a different stock, and you guys will see I also did not get to trade this area as I was watching other opportunities. But in terms of our edges and what we're seeing, right? So this here works out as a 5-minute pullback, right? I know on the 1-minute chart up top, it looks like an all regular pullback, but if we zoom in down here, bottom right, on the 5-minute chart, we'll get a better view of what was really happening. And you guys will see another one of our edge here, the VWAP bounce. And not only VWAP, and we talk about this so extensively in the course, is that when we pull back into these levels and there's more than one area of support, this is resistance right here. 200 EMA resistance becomes support, And where does this go? Right in between VWAP and the 200 EMA to the penny. It's not a coincidence. Then it curls up. So from 702, we get back to a high of about 730. It's a little unfortunate that I'm looking away and I missed this, but this is such a great entry, man. It would have been nice to capture that trade because this stock had a range, right? From 7 to 730, 30 cents. Or let's say we're in at 05, we're out at 25. 20 cents. So that was EVGO. We're green there, 130 bucks. PALI, we're slightly red on this one, as this stock gave a nice move here. It pulls away, but I recognized pretty early, hey, this thing is a little too extended. I want to see a much bigger pullback. And so said, so done. We get a beautiful 5-minute pullback here, and this does again line up with one of our edge, the VWAP bounce. And not only is it pulling back from to the VWAP, but it's pulling back into one of our previous trend lines for high of day, which happened around 9:30, 10 a.m. over here, right? So I like the entry here. I'm in, but I'm gonna get chopped out. It's a little disappointing, man. Let's pull it up to show trades. I'm gonna get chopped out of this one. So I'm in down here on this bottoming wick. I'm gonna add on this wick as it comes down a little bit more, and I'm waiting patiently to see the curl, but it gets me by making a new low. Now you might say, Relentless, you ultimately did stop out before the support cracked down, and that is true. That is absolutely true. Right here in this trade, and in terms of me being a little bit better for next time, I needed to give it a little bit more room to work, because ultimately I'm in nicely where I need to be right here, right? I'm in nicely, and my support is right here. This is my support. VWAP, this white line, and it doesn't break below VWAP. So I do stop out right here prematurely. It makes a new low by 1 penny, and I stop out of the trade a little too early. That was my fault. After I watched this back after the live stream, I noticed, man, Relentless, you could have held this trade a little longer. And if I did, look at this, because I'm already in here for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. I'm in here for 4 minutes. If I would have held for another 3 minutes, right? 1, 2, 3, we're up here at 52, and then we get a high of 59. It does give a false breakout at 59, but I was watching 55 for potential profit targets to sell half. And, depending on the context of this candle, I could have came out the rest with a little something. So we did do ourselves a little disservice there by stopping out a little too soon. But nevertheless, great trade idea. We just need a little bit better execution. Moving on. VHC. This one is another one that was great. And, it's unlike me to see 2 failed setups in one day when I'm trading well, when I'm in the groove, when I'm being patient. And VHC, we did well on it, but we did give back profits. At one point, we're up 170. The stock is moving nicely. We break the pre-market highs here. We get over VWAP. It pushes up. Let's get rid of the show trades for now. Clean it up a little bit. Right? It pushes up here nicely. We get to a high of 259. It dips down. It's not quite the pullback I would have wanted here for the early pullback, but okay, we take it. It does come up nicely. We get a quick 3-bar play here. We make some new highs. And so, you know, we got involved, we got active, we scalped a few entries, we held a little longer here and there if we needed to. And we gave back profits in this range here. When we started to pull back, we tried to get some of the lower areas, but we got stopped out. And right here, I want to focus up on this trade here. Let's take a look at this area. So I'm watching this pullback, and you know, again, I got stopped out of this trade. So I'm watching this pullback. I'm in at 52, and you know what really happened to me here? I wanted to get aggressive with share size, but then I second guessed myself because I was thinking, Relentless, you're not really that green on the day, and let's not forget Monday where you traded SI and got a little too aggressive and went from green to red on that stock, which, you know, you got to be mindful of where you are in the day and what you're willing to risk based off of where you are if you don't want to go back red. If you're risking, you know, if you're up 300 on the day or on a stock and you're saying, hey, you know what? I'm not confident, or let's say comfortable, I'm not comfortable going down more than 150. You can risk and make sure you don't go below 150. That's something you can control, essentially, for the most part, right? You know, assuming the stock doesn't flush down with a big red candle, but you can control that. So, you know, on Monday, I didn't really think of the risk as much. I just went guns a-blazing. And when you don't think of the risk, you can feel more of the pain on the loss if the trade doesn't work. So you got to be calculated. And right here, you know, it's good that I became calculated, but I didn't take on the position that I wanted to, which was, hey, I'm gonna add 51 and I'm gonna add again if it breaks down below 50. But I started to think RT might be too heavy. I'd be at 1,000, then 1,500, then 2,000. If this flushes down, just like that, you're red on the day. So, you know, I changed my mind, but it wasn't a quality setup at the time. That was the good thing. I opted not to add as we had a low at 48. Instead, I'm in at 51, no add below the level. And I'm waiting here for the curl back up. And right here, it fakes me out of the trade. So the last entry I mentioned, hey, I shouldn't have really stopped out before the breakdown of the trend line and or VWAP, because those two areas are very close together. In this case, there's a little bit of separation here. This trend line is at 43, while his VWAP at the time was at 48, right? And this trend line, I believe, was pre-market highs. Yeah, this was pre-market highs, which in fact should have been at 45. And you see, something simple as this probably could have, you know, maybe could have influenced me to hold the trade a little longer. I have this 2 cents lower than it should be, so it should be here, right? You see, and you know, sometimes it's the little things. You know, again, I'm looking back at this, and it's on the inside. It's kind of, you know, like, I'll get you tomorrow for sure. But this is beautiful. Ultimately, it gives a nice bottoming wick here. Again, I think I'm out a little too prematurely, but that's okay in this particular situation. Our trend line is a little lower than it should have been. But yeah, look at the bounce, right? If we do hold up a little longer in the trade, we get a nice move. So again, we're in for about, you know, this time 3, 4, 5 minutes before we're out. We need to be in another 3 minutes. And it's typical for these trades to be anywhere from 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes long. And so we do get a move back up to 57 before this one comes down. And we did consider going short here, potentially. Well, over here, we thought about going short if this would have gotten a little higher. And I'm not sure if this stock had news. They probably did. But look at how this backside was terrible. I mean, this was atrocious. So yeah, that was the day, guys. It was a great day. What are we pushing here? 15 minutes. It's a great place to wrap it up. No archives today. I felt like just going over the fundamentals of what we did would have been better. And so yeah, stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless Trader. And I am, of course, signing out.